Before I start this video, I just want to say that this video is fair use, so all the media used in this video is useful criticism, review, or in a transformative way. All the information I present is public information, and everything else is alleged, a joke, or just my opinion. So essentially, Dream, this Minecraft YouTuber, did this speedrun of Minecraft and he got this ridiculous score, which brought more attention on the other people on the leaderboard for Minecraft speedrunners, including this guy called Curlway. And somebody on Twitter called Sam tweeted out saying, "If you haven't heard, which many people haven't, the current world record holder for Minecraft speedrunning in 1.9 to 1.15 and 1.16 is named Curlway. He used to go by Antoine. When he went by Antoine, he was accused of sexual assault. Instead of addressing these accusations, he went MIA for months. People then discovered that he had actually come back and was speedrunning under the name Curlway. He bans and deletes any messages about these accusations in his Twitch chats. This is so much bigger of a deal than whether Dream cheated or not. Please focus on this." Former Misfits and Mayhem designer Antoine has made a comeback and rebranded as Minecraft streamer Curlway. Still no response to the sexual assault allegations made against him back in June. We cannot let this scumbag get away with this. And proof that people heard that they were the same person includes the fact that they have the same PC specs. And Antoine's tweeted about liking Pokemon in Minecraft, and that's exactly what Curlway streams. Curlway also claims to have a background in art and design and is the same age as Antoine. There's also this screenshot from Curlway which says, "The joke aside, I honestly think you're messaging me for the right reason and I appreciate you not outright attacking me. I haven't made a statement because my first priority when this happened wasn't proving my innocence publicly, it was proving it with my job with Mayhem, and it still is. Mayhem and I are still handling everything privately, investigation, etc., which is why there hasn't been a statement from them outright firing me. When the time is right and everything has been concluded, Mayhem will put out a statement and so will I. So in the meantime, I would just appreciate it if we were both able to handle the matter privately as we have been." I have talked to an ex-friend of his and she has openly admitted that she has firsthand seen how uncomfortable he often makes women. She said that she can't 100% confirm the allegations, but she is fairly certain that they're true. "I'm keeping her identity a secret for her own safety, but it's clear that she's not lying about him. It's very easy to see." They also mentioned this twit longer that said, "So a lot of you may know this because I talk about it a lot, but I was a victim of sexual assault at our Grand Finals 2019. I met Anthony through Twitter a few months before Grand Finals. I was starstruck to say the least. I was still relatively new to the community and wanted to be a content creator and make a name for myself. So having someone who worked for an OWL team show an interest in me, it was wild. We started talking and realized we had similar interests. After a while, we called and would watch OWL together and talk. Then things escalated a bit. Things got sexual. He was saying explicit things about what he would like to do to me, asked me for pictures, which I'm not proud of sending, and one night when we called, he wanted more. I never had a guy show genuine interest in me, and I couldn't believe he likes me, so despite being uncomfortable, I agreed, because he made me feel special and I felt like he understood me. That night we called. Things went to the next level. I fell asleep, woke up the next morning, he was gone. No DM, nothing. I asked him why, and he fed me some line about wanting to better himself for me, and never spoke to me again. Pretended like I didn't exist. Later I found out I wasn't the only girl he's done this sort of thing to. Using his reputation to make girls think they're special, get what he wants from them, then drops them with some random reason and never speaks to them again. Fast forward to Grand Finals. He saw me tweet about going and DM'd me for the first time in months and asked to hang out. I was excited and determined to meet as many people as possible, so I agreed. So the night before the match, we met up outside my friend's hotel where we were all hanging out and we walked to Love Park. We sat and talked until around 11 PM when I said it was late and I wanted to go back and sleep because my friends and I were meeting at 8 AM the next morning for meet and greets. That's when he told me, "Oh, it's late and my Airbnb is 30 minutes away and it'll be expensive." I offered him to stay at my hotel since it was close to the meet and greet we'd be going to tomorrow and I was staying alone. He knew I was alone. He took me up on my offer. We got back to my hotel room and talked for a bit. I repeatedly said I'm tired and going to sleep, but that wasn't what he wanted. At one point he got on top of me. I remember looking up at him and thinking he's going to kiss me now, and he did. This was my first kiss and I hated it. He was on top of me, we kissed, he started trying to go further. I said no. He kept trying. I pushed myself further than I was comfortable with because I told myself other people do things like this and are okay with it, so I should be too. But the whole time I remember screaming in my head that I didn't want to do this. To please make it stop, not him, not with him. But it didn't. At one point he gave up because I had just shut down. I kept saying I wanted to sleep and he got off me. But that wasn't the end of it. I woke up the next morning before my alarm to him pressed up against me. I was uncomfortable and pretended I was still asleep. I laid there until he pulled me closer, did more things I was uncomfortable with. And then he asked for sex again. I turned him down again and again, until finally my alarm went off. I rushed to get ready and get out of there, my hands shaking the whole time. Eventually we parted ways and I saw him later at the meet and greet, and again at the game. He pretended like I didn't exist, didn't look in my direction, didn't say hi, nothing. To this day he still hasn't spoken to me, so I have to sit here every day seeing him on my timeline, seeing people glorify him because of who he is. I've told a few people what he did. They chose him over me. I'm not comfortable to share this on main because this community terrifies me. But he's broken me, and I'm slowly putting myself back together. Meanwhile, I have to stand by and watch him continue to thrive. Later on, I hear that Thibodeau was sent to grand finals to control Anthony, to help him keep it in his pants, and somehow I still fell victim. I thought we were meeting as friends, but he clearly had different plans. Now I have panic attacks when I see him on my timeline. I don't like people touching me. The thought of anything remotely intimate makes me feel sick. I'm working on getting better, but it's hard when it's someone like him. I've spent nights scrubbing my skin raw in the shower while crying because I feel dirty. But no matter how much I try, I can still feel his hands on me. I relive that night over and over in my head whenever things get remotely close to intimate. But I'm tired of letting that one night control me. It doesn't define who I am now and never will. This is my story, and if it helps others who experience similar things to come forward or helps them realize they're not alone, then I'll be the strong one for all of us. You're not alone, you're never alone. There was also somebody on Twitter who said that they were really close friends with Anthony, but as soon as the assault allegations came up, he just disappeared. Keemstar recently quote tweeted one of Eddie Burback's tweets and just said, "Not trying to throw shade or anything, but Eddie Burback has always been a talentless hack pandering to neckbeards on Reddit, whose only known skill is networking with Gus Johnson." Gus Johnson ended up responding to this tweet saying, "What the heck, dude, this is so random. Are you just bored right now? It's Christmas Eve. You have to have something better to do." To which Keem responded with saying, "Well, if it's Christmas Eve and there's something better to do, why are you still tweeting me? If there's something better to do, why is everyone reading this tweet right now? If there's something better to do, why are you reading this tweet right now?" Which, like, is your brain working? We don't need you to deflect anything right now. We're talking about you. And you spreading unnecessary drama because of the random ass, crusty ass hate that you have brewed up inside you. Just let it go. Eddie Burback said, "LMAO, Keem is very upset I didn't follow him back last year." To which Keem said, "I don't remember this at all. I do remember saying to myself, this guy is really not funny. Why does he keep doing that fake stuttering gimmick? I don't think this guy has an original thought in his brain, and it seems like he's just agreeing with whatever Reddit says." Eddie said, "Keem, I don't care. Reblock me. You are so boring." And he responded with, "Yes, I am so boring. Nice Uno reverse card, moron. I'm so boring that you responded 3 different times. Learn how to take criticism. You're not funny. I hope you and the family have a good holiday." Bro, you started this entire thing. He may have responded, but you sought out that response. You're telling him to take criticism, but when have you ever been able to do that? You're saying that he's not funny as if you are. You are allowed to tweet out that original tweet. Like, nobody's saying that you weren't allowed to do that. Say whatever the fuck you want. But don't get mad that people responded to it with their own opinions because you think that your opinion is the only one that matters. A lot of big internet personalities responded to that, including Ethan Klein, who said, "Leave it to Keemstar to go out of his way to attack a very nice boy minding his own business on Christmas Eve. What a piece of shit, lol." Ethan Klein Gameplays also said, "Damn dude, you really have nothing going on, huh? LMAO." The next thing I want to talk about is Jeffree Star and his ex-boyfriend Andre, because he recently did an interview with Hollywood Unlocked where he basically talked about that entire situation. For a bit of context, Jeffree and Andre were dating, and then Jeffree accused him of stealing in his Instagram comments, basically saying "Why did you steal these? Can you give it back?" And then people found Andre's second account, which turned out to be fake, but that account was basically just posting a bunch of shit on their story, trying to expose Jeffree. Not necessarily trying to expose Jeffree, but claiming that they could mostly. So now Andre has done this interview and he said, keeping in mind that this is just his side of the story, he said that he found Jeffree on Instagram and he liked a few of his posts, and then Jeffree DM'd him and they talked for about a month and he offered to fly him out for a visit and he agreed. But he also said that he didn't know who Jeffree was and that he didn't bother googling him either, which a lot of people struggle to believe because one, you're getting into a plane to go out and visit this guy and you don't do any research at all, and 2, you have access to his Instagram. Not access, but you can go on his Instagram page and see who he is, so you know he's a very well-known person and you're just not curious at all. When he got there, they did the photo shoot, which resulted in the infamous picture where they're cuddling on a chair with his arm around Jeffree, and he said that he didn't think that people would recognize him with just his arm tattoos, but he also wasn't aware that that photo was going to be posted or anything. But Jeffree did end up posting it, and then it blew up. People found out who he was, and Jeffree told him to private all of his accounts because people found out who he was. Andre clarified that there was no money involved. It wasn't a paid thing. He was genuinely interested in just hanging out with him. He said in the interview that he doesn't think that Jeffree Star is racist, but it was weird how he just accused him of being the one that stole his bags when he didn't. But also, Jeffree has cameras around his house everywhere, and he could have just checked the security footage to find out who it was, or at the very least disprove the theory that it was Andre. So it was just weird how he accused the black guy of being the thief. He also said that Jeffree mocked Asian people and how they speak. He said that the reason that the relationship got a bit iffy was because Jeffree got very, very controlling. He wouldn't let him FaceTime his son or go to the bathroom peacefully. And Jeffree said that he found Nate with nothing, let him live this lavish lifestyle with him, and then left him with nothing. And Andre left because he didn't want to end up like that. I'm just a bit confused as to how you can say Jeffree Star's not racist, but also he accused you of being the one who like robbed him without any proof, and also mocks Asian people in the way that they speak. Like, those two things like add up to, like, that's what racism is. But I guess that's just like how people are when they try to defend Jeffree Star. Like, it doesn't really work out because like it doesn't make sense. You can't be like, he's not racist, but like here's the things that he did, like it's racist. So the last bit of news for today, Tana Mojo has been going on this entire, not even rant, I don't know what it is, but she's been trying to, I guess, like expose Bella Thorne for like being a really shitty person. She's said a bunch of shit on Twitter, she's saying a bunch of shit on her Instagram story and all that. And part of this was tweeting out a video made by somebody from OnlyFans where they basically discussed the entire OnlyFans situation with Bella Thorne. In this video, they said that Bella claimed she was going to, you know, shout out and promote these OnlyFans workers, which I've ranted about a bunch of times. Like it hasn't happened, and it was the very least you could do, but alright. She went on about how she was going to promote them and she was going to like hook them up with like powerful people in LA. None of this happened, so she just fucked them over and left them to be fucked over. There's also this screenshot from her Instagram story where she says, everyone jumping on OnlyFans, but I took the hit for doing it first. Cool. What do you mean you did it first? You jumped on OnlyFans after it was already popularized, fucked over everyone who was making a living off of that site, and then never kept any of the promises that you made for what was supposed to be your apology, essentially. You didn't take the hit for being on OnlyFans, you took the hit for fucking up OnlyFans. And you did it while making millions, so I don't know why you're complaining. And it's just funny how your excuse was that stupid ass documentary that you didn't even know had anything to do with you. That you didn't even know had anything to do with anything at all, because it wasn't confirmed to like actually happen. It was just a conversation. If I say, I'm thinking of starting up my own clothing line, and then somebody fully comes through, creates all the designs, gets all the t-shirts and everything, gets the website set up for me to sell these clothes, and then I decide that I don't want to do it, like I'm not the one in the wrong. I didn't waste that person's time just because they jumped prematurely on this idea. And like you could tell that it was just like an excuse, but not even a good excuse, because why would you be the example of a typical sex worker on OnlyFans? Why? You're a celebrity that jumped on OnlyFans to make hella coin with the knowledge that people would give you hella coin. That's not a regular person on OnlyFans. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. If you like this video or if you liked me, make sure to like and subscribe. If you didn't like me, make sure to get in contact with my teachers because I bet you have a lot in common. And make sure to stay safe and stay hydrated.